What's up, everybody? It's your favorite Sam Cook's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at Generation Toys Hook. And the reason why I say Sam Cook is because it's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. This has been a long process between these Generation Toy releases. Now, by this point, you'll probably have already seen my Devastator video, and we kind of know how it shakes out. But I do this video first, I get the Devastator video up first because that's what most people want to see, and then I get this out as I can. Let's not waste a whole lot more time and just get started. I am extremely exhausted. Well, I can't take the time to explain to everybody what's going on, but if you run into me at TFCon in October, bump into my table and tell me to explain the Hook story, and I will tell you, and you'll see why. Yeah, let's get started. We're going to set him aside. We're going to deal with everything involving him as we go through him. We're just going to talk briefly about this Devastator gun, which you've seen in action by now, but here it is, and he comes with that. And then he comes with an extra head, an extra face for the head. Let's see if I can. Pretty good, not hateful. And the extra face is very Generation Toy face with the cheek lines and so forth, and that's it. So we're going to set that aside. We're going to deal with this. Rolls like a champ, rubber tires, and tremendous paintwork where it is applied, like the caution stripes there and there, the silver, black, caution stripes, silver. Once again, I wish that these were a purple hue, this tinted glass, but you know, we've kind of talked about that with every one of them, and so it's obviously just a style choice they've made, and that's the end of it. We got a Ratcheted Crane, get you almost all the way up, like just shy of all the way up. Pistons intact, so that's cool. You know, I like a piston. And this rotates. It doesn't rotate the other way, though, because of the Devi head or whatever. But it does rotate this way, and you get you a fair range. And then extension-wise, I thought this one had a... No, extension-wise, not really much to offer. But it's fine. And then this hinges here. It's on a double hinge, but that is loosey-goosey. So that's a bit of a bummer. This does have the silver finish, though. I think it does its job. You know, there's nothing really insane that's needed to kind of make this effective, and I think within reason is effective. Are there some things that I wish were done better? Sure. I wish that this rotated to the right. I wish that this wasn't loose. I wish that this extended more. I wish that this paint smudge wasn't there, but not bad. I do like the detailings of these throughout. You kind of see the gun in there. We'll get to that in a minute. Another thing I need to mention before we move on to the transformation is he does have stabilizers, which is a really cool, like, I do like that they took a very real world approach to these vehicle modes. Yeah, so you can have a little bit of that action. And that's pretty cool. Let's go to combine mode. Now, there's all sorts of drama surrounding this, involving possible recalls and everything else due to breaking pieces. We're just going to go through it and take a look and see if anything does break on us, and if it does, then we'll make note of it. But what you want to do is, just like most hooks, let me move this out of the way, be a little bit more professional, Robert. Move this piece. Now, this is on a double hinge here. It does have the clearance, but you got to be it's a little tight here. So just finagle until you can clear it properly. You bring this around and plug it back in. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now, I find the rest of this fairly frustrating, but there's so much here that has to swivel and turn. I don't know what the best way is to show you. But you want to bring this around to this side. This is the head of Devastator, and my face keeps falling off of it, so I just set it to the side. We'll get it back on later. This piece untabs on both sides, and this piece untabs on both sides. Then this whole section here, if you untab the crane, spins around. And then this piece comes to the front and it will ultimately lock in there. But we're going to save that for a bit because we're going to get this head going. And I have a hard time keeping track of exactly what turns. So turn the head 180, and you might need to get this up and out of the way. The frustrating thing is clearing the head from around the crane. So turn this 180, it's on a swivel down here at the bottom. And then the head should come up. And you can fold these down. These just sit on the back as far as I can tell. Rotate this head cover down and then lock in place. We'll put the face on now. It comes right off that face. It's not the best. Alright. Then this cover comes up and this tab goes down into, let's make sure all of this is together the best it can be. That black tab goes down in there, and then this comes down and locks it in place, and then this plugs into the front, and then the crane sits off the back. And oh shoot, this is floppy too on mine, but this piece here is the arm connection. I'll just show you. Oh, wrong side. I'll tell you, I'm ate up like a soup sandwich. And it's a tight ratchet, which hopefully should pay off in the end. I don't think that's from this toy, but I could be wrong. And there's one on this side, and then if you get this out of the way and lift that up, there's one right here. So that's that, and there you have it. And it looks good. It looks good. It's a bit frustrating to get to this point, and there's some tolerance issues along the way, but it does look good. So let's get him into robot mode, and truthfully it's easier to just go back to the crane mode in order to get there, because you have to pretty much undo most of what you've done. So you have to untab this from the I think the arms, and then rotate this here on this sliding piece, and then you can slide that all the way through, and we might have to get it a little bit more as we go, and then turn it up so that the crane is now towards the front of the vehicle. In the front, you want to untab this little piece here, and it fits in down in there and it sticks together just fine, so you don't even need it in there. And then you can pull these down, and then you want to split these, which is, it's like it's a T, it's an interlocking T joint. So you just have to untab it, get the feet out of the way. It's just, and then bring this down and this down. Take these up and place them on the side of the bot. And I wonder if one way may fit better than the other. Yeah, I think like that would be best. Bring the feet back around, and then there is a heel spur. fold the tires on the back side, and then just get the feet straight. These pieces here move around to fill in the gaps, which is a nice little added piece that wasn't a lot of people I don't think would have done. That's nice. And then you can open this up here. That piece fell off too. Oh man, serious stress mark in there. Open this up, take the gun out, and then you fold these back down and fold this back on top. Well, I gotta get that other piece. Hold on 1 second. So I got it back on there, but it doesn't fit quite right. Close that down, and then close this up, and it just lays there, which is a bit of a bummer. Anyway, and then you turn this 180. I guess that keeps it from flopping about. And this 180. Bring these pieces down, and then have the arms up. Bring these pieces down, and then you want to untab and rotate these pieces down. Now you can flip the hands out. I guess I could have had you flip. Our favorite way to flip out hands, right? Nothing to see here. Flip them back up. And then on the back here, you got to open this up and bring this piece here all the way around. I don't know if you can see that, but that's an interesting way to cover the gaps, I must say. It's clever. What did I do wrong here? Oh yeah, okay. There. And then these, of course, just hang off of him like little wings, which obviously is not the best. You can flip the head up, and then you can flip this up as well and fill in those voids. To handle this backpack, rotate it so that you can get to this piece here. Unreal. Flip that out, and then you want this bar up. Rotate this whole section up here. That will plug in to that tab there, in theory, and then you can rotate this down, this up, and you'll have a finished bot. So this guy isn't easy to clean up. I'm trying to maintain composure. First of all, these spin around and come to the back. I forgot to mention that. I had to loosen this screw in order to get this piece all the way up, and this thing, if you sit the crane on it, in order to get him posed, you pretty much need to bend here, but that's not what this is intended for. It's intended to come around here, and I don't know. There's some. Oh, this you pop. I probably need the leverage to do it, but you can pop up, and then he has this big thing hanging off. It's stupid either way. It doesn't work. It's silly. So the best thing to do is just remove it all together. It slides on these two rails here, and then he can be somewhat manageable. So let's go through him. He's a mess, okay? But the head, you got silver finish on the face, and it looks good. Face sculpt looks okay overall. It looks a little squished, like I feel like his head should be thinner and longer, but it looks okay overall. The chest, the paint looks good. The silver, the yellow, the purple paint, all that looks good. The gray, all that stuff looks good. The silver paint here looks good. The paint is phenomenal. It has a silver finish on the legs, and that looks good as well. Waist swivel, no problem. The shoulders have a hinge here. Smeagol, take it easy, buddy. So you can get up to there, no problem. Just having it straight out to the side, it's nothing. You have to kind of move the whole joint up to there, which I don't think is the worst. Not optimal, but not the worst. So other than that, you get the swivel here. This is another problem. Like, as you're manipulating it, you have a tendency to push this joint forward, moving that piece up, and then you have to rearrange it, fix it, bring it back down. Don't care for it. Bicep swivel. Single jointed elbow, but oh wait, no. I guess technically it can be a double joint if you count that, but it's more of a cheat. Either way, you get past 90 degrees, so it's fine. Silver paint there looks good. Wrist swivel, fingers articulated on his base pin knuckle, so that works fine. He holds his gun, no problem. The gun, to transform, you just do this and you pull this piece out. So articulation is the same on the other side. This kibble here is, you know, his bat wings, but we knew that was going to be the case, so you can't really slight him for that now. This isn't the worst cleanup, but you add this thing into it and it's a nightmare. Alright, so these pieces here, they'll probably pop off. Nope, that's good. But they've popped up off on me before. They're on a ball peg, as you can see. I got stress marks on there as well, as you may be able to see. Right there, and on the other side. Ratcheted universals for hips, get you up to there. If you move this out of the way, you know, I think you should just rotate this to the back and just totally get it out of the way, because it's just a hindrance any other possible way. If this one will go there. And yeah, it makes it ugly from the back, but it makes it much more pleasing to look at from the front. There's more stress marks on both sides where these ball pegs go, by the way, there and there. Thigh swivel. Single jointed knee. Now I'll get this out of the way just to show you. Single jointed knee, but it gets you 90 degrees, so that's fine. Won't get you 90 degrees with this thing pushed to the back, but I think it's worth it. And then the ankles, the feet are their own kind of mess. This piece not really having a place to plug in, plus this is going to snap on mine, is not the best either. And the fact that it's just flopping about is just not my favorite. Ankle tilt, yes, crazy tilt down all the way. Nothing really up. And then the rocker is there. If you just, you got to manipulate it maybe. Yeah, manipulate this bar here, and then you can get the rocker to any level you want. Same here, down, up, rocker, no problem. So, I mean, articulation-wise, it does everything you need it to do. This came unpegged. It's just messy. Final thoughts-wise is my second least favorite next to Mixmaster. Everything with this company seems to be 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. This has a ton of problems. It has stress marks everywhere. I haven't seen as many stress marks on a Warbotron piece since the Bruticus era. It's a mess in that regard. I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stress marks on the guy. There's a number of places on this piece where it is like a clip that things clip into, and all of them are poorly toleranced, either too tight or too loose. More often than not too loose, because they were initially too tight and now have stress marks everywhere and have expanded the plastic. The sculpt is cool, but it has kibble everywhere, but we kind of know that was part of the styling of him anyway, so we kind of have to eat that. It's just not smooth. There's nothing about this that's smooth at all. It seems rushed. That's what it is. It seems rushed, and I don't know how it seems rushed, because it took forever to get out. It took forever to get out, and it feels like they were like in a rush. They had nobody to compete with now. Toy World's already got theirs out. What's the rush, Mac? Slow down and get it right. Now, you guys know whether or not this thing works in combine mode or not, so you have an advantage over me at this point. I don't know that. But there are some good things. The articulation is pretty good for the most part, even though the feet are obnoxious. The paint is outstanding. Everywhere it's applied extremely well, and they're fairly liberal with the paint. So definitely get points for the paint. And the vehicle mode is awesome. Combine mode looks good. It's just really the robot mode that has all of the fail attached to it, aside from the articulation and the paint that comes through. So, do I recommend this? If you're gonna do them in combine mode, you should know whether or not I display them or I recommend them. But I don't know. Definitely a bummer. I'm bummed. I'm sad now. All right. Florence in the Machine, soft blanket, cozy, and bottle of cab. Time to have a good cry. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.